A lot of you have been asking to see a few more Valiants on the show. we found a guy that owns a couple. Come and have a look at these. I've never seen so many Valiants, mate. Not even when there was a Valiant factory.
Well, I've got the most in Sydney, probably New South Wales.
Probably Australia.
Well, probably Australia, yeah, because no one else wants them. I do. That's why I've got them, because there's not many around.
But, you know, there must be something more about them that you like, just the fact that other people don't want them.
Well, the thing is, I like them for the American side of it.
These aren't American made, these are just good old Australian Valiants, mate. They were shopping trolleys in the day.
Well, basically, all up to 1970, they were basically styled off the US, so that's why I like them. When I was a young lad at school, when my father used to race Bones, the Valiant, you know, I used to get teased, oh, shitbox Valiant this, shitbox Valiant that, but no other kid's father had anything quicker. And I just liked rubbing it in that my old man had a Valiant, and that's what I was going to have. He raced it in the early 80s with a slant 6 in it, and now he's put a Hemi in it, but that car's been on the track for over 30 years.
Jeff, you've had this old Valiant here for a hell of a lot of years, I understand.
Just a few.
Used to run out of Castlereagh.
Yep, started in 1969, stayed at the bottom where we can afford to race. Just a 6-cylinder with a top loader, no tacho. No electronic crap, points, 4-barrel, standard valves, standard pistons, standard rods, anything that comes from the factory.
So what sort of times you pulling?
1167 is the quickest, 113.
My mother races a little Cortina with a 318 in it. She always cuts good lights and it runs 11.1, so there's a lot of guys out there that don't want to race her because she's really good on the lights.
Yeah, I got $500 for a triple O.
You actually cracked it. I actually saw that advertised. I didn't think anybody would ever get it.
Yep. Yeah, it's easy to get.
So how many times have you got it?
I've got it once.
So it must be real easy to get.
Yeah.
Well, this is your race car behind us here.
It's 426 cubic inches. It's running a solid 278 crane cam with stock Edelbrock aluminium heads and a 1050 Dominator, 4,500 Continental stall converter from the States, 9-inch with 456 gears, weighs 3,200 pounds, full steel body, glass, lights, everything works. It's run a best of 1029 at 131 mile an hour. It's what I can afford. I don't want to go spending too much money because, you know, at the end of the day, if it breaks, I want to be back at the next meeting racing again.
For all you guys that reckon you don't see enough Mopars on the show, have a go at this. So mate, we're just about basically having a mini Chrysler convention here. Well, I reckon if you're looking for cars that are pretty much obsolete, you know, when nobody else wants them, where do you find them? You go to Melbourne, and that's where we are. We've got a beautiful looking Charger here, mate. Tell us a bit about the history of it.
Well, this one is a VH E55 SE770. It was the first time a 340 was put into a Valiant, special edition of the SE models. So it had the 340 small block. It had a 727 transmission. It also had air conditioning and power steering as an option.
So 340 small block, I mean, like that's a pretty big motor. It's a pretty tough motor. I personally didn't realise that they were available in Australia.
Well, that's right. I mean, a lot of people speak about the Fords, you know, and the GTs and the Monaros, but really in Australia, I mean, the Chrysler really had the Mopar racing heritage right here, and these particular cars are becoming very collectible now. And yet the 770, the SE, was the first time that the E55 engine option, which is the 340, was put into a car. Even though it was behind a 727 transmission, it's still a pretty awesome car. You know, 5.5 litres. 206 kilowatts, 265 horsepower, and for those days it was a pretty quick car.
Sean, when I saw this car, mate, the first thing I thought of was Married to the Mob, you know. I mean, I'd better be careful what I say to you, I think.
Yeah, well, look, it looks like a bit of a mafia staff car, but but it's got a big trunk, or big boot, so you can put plenty of bodies in the back. So these came factory with the 360, and they're a stump pulling motor, even in stock version. So they got along. They're an excellent small block engine, the Chrysler engine, and the 360s had the bigger ports. And they breathe well and very torquey down low, so just out of the box, they could be a bit of fun.
So you reckon you're talking the sleeper, and you specifically keep your extra hubcaps on there, and you're talking about letting your hair down, so you do get out and drive it a little bit hard from time to time, I gather.
Oh yeah, that's most of the fun, you know. You get less hassles when it looks like this, but yeah, if you really want to challenge the guys, yeah, she's got it. So yeah, good stuff.
Well, there you go. If you wondered what happened to all the old Chryslers and Valiants and whatever, come down to Melbourne. You're bound to find a few of them like this around the place.